Hi, everybody. Hey, welcome. Happy Monday. I'm so glad to be back here with you guys today. As you know, I am Jeanette McMahon with Be Well and Thrive, and I truly believe that we are all designed and created to thrive. And it is my passion to help connect people with resources and tools and support to do just that. So every week, I get to interview amazing practitioners, therapists, coaches, amazing people that are on the mission to do just that, to help you thrive. So today, I am so excited to be here with Aundrea De Leon. We just chatted for the last 15 minutes. I wish y'all could have heard a lot of that because I already feel like I walked away with some amazing insights and nuggets. So you guys are in for such a real treat today. So Aundrea, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me, Jeanette. I'm happy to be here. I appreciate it. I'm spending time with you too. So
thank you. I could talk with you all day. Like we almost just missed the live.
I know. Yeah. They're lucky they got us live because we could have just skipped the whole thing.
Well, awesome. Well, Aundrea, if you wouldn't mind just intro or just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Yeah. So my name is Aundrea De Leon, and I consider myself a life transformation expert. And some of the tools and techniques and services that I provide, I'm a rapid transformational therapist. I'm a Reiki master and an energy healer. And basically what I say I do is that I get to help people program their human operating system for maximum potential in life.
Well, that sounds amazing.
It's fun. All in a day's work.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm sure we would all raise our hands for that, please.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you mind sharing? So I know you do some like one-on-one stuff. Like, what does that look like? And for people that aren't familiar with like rapid transformational therapy and things like what does that kind of look like?
Yeah. So I work with people, I do one-on-one work and I also do some group courses, but I work with people basically finding the root cause of what it is that's causing their challenge. So whether if that's depression, anxiety, I love it when clients come to me and say, I know I've got money blocks or mindset challenges around money, confidence issues, things like that. Typically, and how I got into this path is that when I left my corporate life, I saw a lot of coaches in the world. And I had experienced my own coaching, but what I was really kind of frustrated with was sometimes coaching just kind of involved some suck it up and do it and tough it out kind of stuff, but we really didn't find like the root cause of what was going on inside. And that was kind of who I was in my corporate life. And I was like, okay, well, I want to do this in my personal, my personal business life. And so if we're feeling depressed, or if we're, battling some anxiety, if we're, if there's something that we want to accomplish and we're just having some challenge believing in ourselves, even if we do believe in ourselves, sometimes there's things that we just feel like it's just not happening for us. I just saw that there were so many things out there that just treated symptoms, like they treated the behaviors or, the conscious thought processes around those things. And what I came to learn in a lot of my studies and really wanting to understand how this amazing human being works on all levels, is that so much, 95% of our actions, choices, behaviors are driven from our subconscious program.
Wow, that's huge.
It is huge. So if you think about that, your autopilot every day, how you're responding to life, the choices that you're making, your decisions, like you may want to be doing something new or different, and like there's struggle with that. And I was like, there just has to be an easier way to make that easier. And so really what rapid transformational therapy is, it's built on the framework of hypnosis. So it is a form of hypnotherapy, but it includes some other tools and techniques along with it that really get in. And what we really do is we can find with my clients is we find the absolute root cause of what's causing that issue, whether it's a physical disease, a mental or an emotional block, when, how, and where in life we got that programming, how it came to be for us. And then when we can find that, we can use some tools that basically rewire the brain's neuroplasticity and say, that's not relevant anymore. That's an outdated program. We don't want that. You can erase that. And then we create a custom new program, a new way of being, thinking, feeling in that specific, for that specific area that we then program into the subconscious mind. And we know that when we get into the subconscious, it becomes our autopilot. It becomes just how we are. And so I love what I do because I feel like I get to break down the struggle, this is hard, and I really get to help people make it easy for themselves to create the change, overcome, issues that they want to overcome. And yeah, it's really fun. I tell people, like, I literally in sessions get to watch people change right before my eyes. And we know that when you can change your mind about something, how powerful that can be. But sometimes we just don't realize to the depth that we need to go to find, right? And so that feeling of I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not lovable, I can never do that, that's never going to be available to you. And those kind of things, they're all just programs that we've been given throughout our life. And we can find out where those are, where they come into play. We can change them. Yeah. And if we can change them, then we can create the change we want in our lives. So I love doing that. I love watching and seeing that for my clients. It's an amazing experience. So
yeah. It's so exciting. This stuff gets me so fired up. Yes, I love that so much. I love that we can think differently. We can be different. Like we're not like stuck, right? I just think that's so powerful and so cool that you get to that depth. It's like what you're saying, like what we think is what's going on. Like,
yeah, but sometimes we don't even realize like what is really going on underneath, because consciously we're like, I'm choosing this, I'm saying affirmations, or I'm doing different things, but something is not going on. And what it is there's just, it's kind of like like your cell phone. If you went to use your cell phone and you clicked on the Facebook app and it opened Instagram or your email, after a couple tries, you'd be kind of pissed off and say, uninstall, delete, fix that, or you'd go get help. Well, I'm kind of I'm oversimplifying it just a little bit, but not too much. If there's something we want to stop or start doing in our lives, there's an app for that that's already running in you that's created it or something, right? And we just have to go find, you just need some help with some programming, and then change becomes so simple and so easy. And there's just so much, there's a time for struggle. Like there's great times for struggle, for learning and growth, but sometimes we just need to stop struggling with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And make it easier. So
yeah. So because I'm wondering for some people if it might be hard. I mean, I love all this stuff. I'm wondering for some people if like, what would you say to someone that's like completely new to this, I don't want to say concept, but maybe this type of therapy? How do we figure that out? How do we,
right.
I'm asking?
Yeah, no, I think so. So what I share with people is really the process is just, it really feels like going into a nice deep guided meditation, really is what it feels like. People have this concept of hypnosis, like, I always get, and everybody says that you're going to make me cluck like a chicken, or you're going to make me, that kind of stuff. Yeah. I've seen like the stage hypnosis stuff, really, which is funny, which is fun. Like, I'm like, do you want me to? Because I will, if you like, I can write that into your program if you would like, but I don't see how that would help you. Yeah. Right. So let me maybe just share kind of an example of maybe some clients and what they've come to me for. I've worked, so for example, I have clients that have come that have said, like, I am trying to do this business and I'm just not feeling calm. Like I'm not putting myself out there. I know what I call them the self-sabotage. I want to do these things, but I know I'm holding myself back. Right. I want to believe in myself. So, at one of my more recent clients, she came and she's come through some things in life. She's come through some alcoholism. She's come through loss of a parent. I mean, she's come through some things in life. And so really what she's trying to do is show up in her business and actually show up and committed and feel and confident, capable, believing in herself that she can do this. And what she was finding is that she was constantly in a state of comparison. Yeah. Like, I'm not good at, everybody, that person's smart, right? And then what she also found was that she was allowing herself to be in friendships or situations that maybe were demeaning to her. Yeah. And so really what we needed to find out for her was how and where and why she got this programming that she's not smart enough, she's not good enough, right? This and that. Yeah. And so really what we do is I just take my clients, I use hypnosis, and really hypnosis is just about letting the conscious mind and the nervous system rest. You're in hypnosis when you're in REM at night, like you're in sleep mode, right? The conscious mind and body are out of it. Your subconscious mind is keeping your organs running, all of that stuff, right? And we have dreams at night, right? And that's our way of our subconscious mind kind of processing things that we've taken in and trying to sort and make sense of them. Yeah. So really what we do is we just use a technique of hypnotherapy and hypnosis to let the conscious mind and the nervous system rest, which just allows us to get a dialogue going with the subconscious mind so we can ask questions. How, why, where, and when did she get this belief? What were the things that happened to her in her life that gave her this programming? And we just get information and scenes from life. We can uncover the meaning of them, the emotions that we didn't get to process behind them, things like that. And it's awesome because we're sort of looking back in from a different view. Yeah. And then we get to say, oh my gosh, well, I get that then. That is so irrelevant. Like, that is so 1980s, and I am in the year 2019. It's like the 80s called. They'd like their beliefs back, please.
Awesome.
Whatever that, yeah, I'm sorry. The 80s called. They'd like that event back in there, and so you can leave that right. But we kind of get to look in, and it's not that we're reliving anything because we've already lived it. You've already come through it. You've already lived it. So it's impossible to relive it, but it is possible to re-look at it from a different view. Sure. And say, oh my gosh, I had all of these emotions that I didn't get to express, etc. And here's the meaning and the belief that I've held on to from this since then. And then once we identify that, it's almost as if we've identified like the neural pathway of it in our mind. And then we say, you can erase that. That's so not relevant. That's so outdated. You can wash that away. And then we create a custom recording. So I work with the client to say, what is it that you want? How do you want to be? How do you want to feel? What do you want your life to be like? And so then we create a custom 15-minute audio recording that then we program in the new beliefs, the new confidence, the new self-appreciation and love, the self-esteem, that kind of stuff. And then the client listens to that for 15 minutes for 21 days. Awesome. And I have clients that tell me within a week, 2 weeks, like 3 weeks, they're like, I'm a whole different person. I don't think that way anymore. I don't feel that way anymore. I don't like that person anymore. I don't even really know why I let that person in my life. Or they just start making different choices out of, I know what's best for me, and it's okay for me to do what's best for me. And so in the case of that client, that client within a week said her family had told her she looked happier. She just seemed more content, peaceful, and calm with herself. They loved that she was like, we're not going there anymore. We're not doing that. That's not for us. And when you change inside, you just so change your world around you. Absolutely. So another client. So I worked with a client for sugar addiction. She's been doing every weight control, weight loss, thousands of dollars when it comes to managing weight, Weight Watchers, everything. And she goes, I'm doing all it. She goes, all I want is I'm just trying to find ways I can have chocolate or sugar anywhere in my life. And so we did her session to find out, why does she need this? Why is she craving sugar? Well, what we uncovered for her was when she was really young, her dad was like the dairy guy, the dairy delivery guy. So they had this freezer full of like ice cream bars and things like that. Well, all the kids in the neighborhood and everything would come, and it was like they were the in crowd, like they were accepted. People liked that, right? There was this community. So then food and eating in later life became a weapon of, I can't control what's going on around me, but I'll just stop eating. I'll just, like when I'm upset, I'll just stop eating. So here she is in adult life, and she's facing some stress at work, at home, and this and that. And her mind goes, oh, but remember when you were little and you had all this sugar and stuff? That was when you were happy. That's when you were, so let me help you want that sugar because it will make you happy, right? You're in all this pain. And so we did her session and covered all that, and then installed a program that she was completely indifferent to sugar. She didn't need it. She had no desire for it. Some other healthy eating choices. She went on, 21 days later, she had not touched sugar, completely walked through the office, through everything, like cupcakes. And she's like, I don't need that. I'm not even interested in it. Went on a vacation to Hawaii, feeling like she was in control of that, and could go enjoy her vacation, but still feel like she could make the healthy eating choices that she wanted. So it's just really super crazy how simple that the mind's job is to keep you safe, not to keep you happy. And so it will steer you away from pain, trying to steer you towards pleasure. And people will say, well, sugar, addictions, smoking, things like that are painful for us. And I'm like, not if the mind sees it as a source of pleasure for you to erase or diminish other pain.
Right. Absolutely.
It doesn't know. So really in this work, what I get to do is I really get to get into the subconscious program super quick. It's easy. I love it when we know the root cause of something. We can change that, and then we can work out the other emotional, kind of cognitive behavioral things much easier because we know exactly what is the root cause. When you know the root cause, you can fix the problem. Absolutely. Otherwise, I just feel like we're treating symptoms of, of things, right? I'm angry all the time. All right, well, let's help you not be so angry. Well, why the hell are you angry right? Why are you angry all the time, right? I have a client who, her first response to everything, she goes, is like, grr. She goes, everything just grrs me. Like, I feel like I'm grr about everything. Well, in her session, it was pretty much a 4 or 5 year old girl whose parents got divorced, and a new guy showed up, and she had no control over life and no way of emotionally expressing herself. And so that literally, like that 4 or 5 year old girl that felt frustrated and angry and not acknowledged and not heard, basically was living in her mind and her body for her whole life.
Right. Yeah.
And it's amazing when we can find that, acknowledge that, and acknowledge and hear them, and give the 4-year-old, 5-year-old an opportunity to express it, say whatever, but then say, okay, I'm now in my 30s or 40s or 50s. I'm not that little kid anymore. And I am not stuck at my parents' home. I don't have to live there anymore, right? The next day that, she woke up, she was like, I'm like not angry today about anything.
Yeah.
And she's like, and I don't, it's just is. She's like, I'm not even working at it.
Yeah.
So like I said, I get to see people change right in front of my eyes, and it's super fun, and it's super empowering.
Yeah.
For clients, right? It's very empowering when you can let go of something or change something that's so deeply embedded and weighing us down. Letting that go and releasing that and releasing that and reprogramming and shifting is so empowering, because I get to see people become the most awesome version of themselves, and they love themselves.
Right. And that's available to us. Yes.
Right. And it's available to us. And really, isn't that the greatest gift? Like when we can truly love ourselves, no matter what's going on. We can't control the outside world, right? I can't control the rain or the weather or what other people are going to do. But when I can control my internal world, how I see things, how I respond to things, that to me is thriving. That's not living in survival mode. That's living in thrive mode.
Yes. Oh,
right.
Yes.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I love it. I mean,
Yeah.
I think everyone needs to call you.
We all have a little something. I use it. I do it with my kids, do it with myself. Like, yeah, it works. So it's fun. And I love that.
Do you find that you did such a great job. Like, I don't even have to ask my questions. You like answered all of them. But I'm curious that as you work with clients, do you is it almost like an onion where like, okay, we got that story, we got that belief, and like kind of, do you find that there's sometimes a need to continue to uncover different stories? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So people, so very much so, because the mind is so simple, right? If we we can't fix everything, right? We can't fix all of life. We're going to fix big chunks at a time. But so, for example, people who come to me who have been suffering with anxiety, maybe for a pretty significant period of time, we always get results from a single session. But I always caution people that anxiety is one of those that we're going to want to do 2 to 3. And not everybody needs that, but anxiety is one, because anxiety is literally like an stack of encyclopedias of like stacked on stress and trauma that's not been healed and dealt with. So we might take away a chunk and then need to work on another one, right? Yeah. Now I will have clients. So the client who came to me about her confidence in her business and not, accepting crappy relationships and stuff, she did come to me for another session, because then it was about working out the money blocks. Where did I get my money programming from? Right? Because that's different than confidence. Absolutely. Right. So we might, myself and I mean, going through this, I've had to be a client to learn this technique, etc. And yeah, there's definitely like things about relationships, belief, business wise, this and that, my own weight, that kind of stuff. So people might want kind of multiple sessions for different reasons. Yeah. Some things, especially like addictions, weight, anxiety, PTSD, trauma, I always recommend and suggest multiple sessions for that. We get results in a single session, but we need to keep going, because there's multiple pieces to those types of diseases and struggles, that usually there's a couple different layers that we need to get to. And with this really, what I tell people is how this is different from like therapy, or because it is a form of psychotherapy, it really is. But how it differs is that rather than saying you're broken and let's try and fix all we get to focus on, what do you want? What do you want to fix? What's most important to you? For some people, it's physical pain. Some people, it's confidence. Some people, it's, I just want to be able to get up and drive on the highway, right? Like if I could drive on the highway tomorrow, that would make me feel like I'm in control of my life, right? So we focus on what it is that they want right now. What do you want in life right now? How do you want to feel? How do you want to be?
Yeah.
And by focusing on what the client wants, we have, sorry.
No, you're good.
Then when we can give the client that and what they want and have success with that, that's motivating. That's empowering.
So empowering.
Right? Uplifting. Rather than saying, oh, it's going to take us years and we've got to go through all. Nobody has time for that shit. Nobody has time for that crap. I can order Instacart. I can order my groceries. I can have my kids delivered to me from school. I can get on YouTube and figure out how to fix my broken, right? We're in this society of like instant gratification, instant feedback, instant results. Nobody wants to wait 2 and 3 and 4 years to feel better. I've been in pain already for so long. I want to feel good today, tomorrow. Don't make me wait a year from now, right? And so that's the difference with this technique, is that we focus on, there may be other things going on, with clients and people. So what?
Yeah.
Give them what they want. make them feel better in the area that they want,
Mm-hmm.
you know best, right? You've got experience in this too, Jeanette, that when you help the client feel better in an area that they want, they know best what's best for them next.
Oh, absolutely. They're their best. Yep,
they're the best expert. And so my job is just to help guide them through this process to uncover, release, reprogram what needs to be so that they can be how they want to now.
Yeah.
Now, I have clients that have come to me for weight stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I'll say sometimes that one takes a couple. The subconscious knows best.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes we'll do some dialogue to say, is really this what you want to focus on right now, right?
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Right, because if we don't, we can get results, but if the subconscious mind goes, yeah, but that's not the big problem you need to work on right now, it'll go, yeah, whatever. I'll just, like it kind of, it's in charge.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll do some dialoguing with people to find out, why is it this problem right now? What's the priority of that? Why are you hyper focused on that right this moment, et cetera? Just to kind of get some sense and understanding, because sometimes we need to look a little bit broader, because maybe there's some patterns of things or something that this is a symptom of.
Sure.
Right. Sure. And so if we kind of look more broad stroke at some things in life and say, okay, well, here's common pattern. Let's find the root cause of that pattern. This is just a symptom, and it's not really something. This is not going to be something that's going to make a mark for you. So there is a little bit of that, but for most people, it's, what do you want?
Yeah.
What do you want to feel today? What do you want to experience? What do you want to fix? And let's focus on that. When they can do that, then they're more likely to come back and say, great, now let's fix this. Yeah. Or to feel like they can, right?
Right.
I don't have to live with that pain anymore. I don't have to live with that feeling. And then they go, oh my gosh, this works. Now let me gift myself the ability to change this in my life too. So,
yeah.
So
that's so powerful.
Yeah, that's why I love what I do. Well, I love seeing people go out there and be happy.
Absolutely. Because
then they do great things in the world for the people around them. They create happier homes, happier families.
Yeah.
They, change departments at work, how people, feel at work. And so many people say that, I want to be a person people like to be around.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so when you help people with that and feel that way about themselves, we're giving out all that energy, whether it's good or bad, positive, negative, exciting, we're sharing it all. And so when people want to share their good energy, let's just help them do that, because they go share that good energy with others. So it's already paying it forward.
Absolutely. I would say that, when we're being our best selves, I think I mentioned this in a recent one, that I hear a lot in my own counseling practice, that just this guilt around taking care of ourselves. But when we are there, then like you just said, we're better moms or better wives or better sisters and daughters and whatever we are in the world. That's what the world needs. We need all of us being our best selves.
Absolutely. Well, because then we have the space and grace when somebody is having a rough time or a rough day, to just give them the space to be there without adding to it, without diminishing it, without having to jump in the crap end pool with them, but just be able to say, hey, I see that in you, and I'm okay, so I can hold space for you to be in that and go, and I'm just gonna be here to support you, however that looks like, without hijacking our own lives. Right. And my kids come home and having a meltdown from school, coworkers, things like that, when they're going through stuff, and we've had that opportunity to to have that healing, or let go. We become so much more powerful in supporting others. So many times we think we need to match others' feelings, right? Empathy, right? We think empathy is, oh, let me feel the same way as you do. Well, no, now you got two people feeling that way instead of just one. Right? Let that person feel that way. Hold a space of love, compassion, caring, that kind of stuff, that they need to process, that they need to go through that. And somebody there understands that and recognizes them and is here for no judgment. Right. And sometimes you're that ray of sunshine that somebody needed that day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah. So,
yes.
yeah.
So incredible work.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's been fun getting here. It's been a fun journey finding this and coming into this space. I mean, I was in the IT corporate world for 20 years. And so now I just say, instead of, programming computer systems and companies, I just reprogram people. It's a whole lot more rewarding. It's so much more rewarding.
Yes. Oh, I love that. It's such a good analogy.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's just kind of really what I do. So
it's amazing. Well, Aundrea, you did an amazing job. You answered all of my questions without me having to even ask you. So,
well, I hope I didn't take that away from you.
No, perfect, absolutely perfect. I loved it. It's way better than me just. No, I absolutely loved it.
Thank you.
So perfect. So I'm wondering, because I'm sure everyone's watching this going, sign me up. Where do we find you? And I will definitely link all of your info in the comments below. But where do we find you, and how do people get started, and what does that process look like?
Yeah, so you can either connect with me on my Facebook business page, which is Aundrea De Leon, or you can go to my website. And really how everything starts is we just have a conversation. I offer a complimentary consult, and really it's a conversation to find out what is the challenge that's bugging you right now. What's the most beneficial next step to help you with that. And that's just really, that's where we start. So you can either go to, like I said, my Facebook business page, or you can go to my website and book a complimentary consult from there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I will be sure and link that in the comments below later today. And then could you, as we get ready to sign off, is there, I know you have a really cool kind of exercise thing that you, not physical exercise, but that you.
I call it my daily mind shift trick, my daily mind shift. So at any point in time, throughout the day, if we find that we're in reactive mode, right? The car in front of me cuts me off and I'm pissed off, or I got the kids, or I've got the boss, or any time throughout the day, there's this really simple technique that I love to teach people to shift you from reaction, life is in charge, to I'm in charge. And I just tell people, remember, go to C, S-E-A. At any point in time, you can go to C. And what C, S-E-A, stands for is shift, explore, act. And so step one is to shift out of your head to your heart. And really the easiest way to do that is just focus on your breathing for a minute. Because you don't breathe in your head, you breathe in your chest space. And that's where your heart lives. So one of the ways to kind of get the mind chatter and the busy bit is just kind of take some breaths and focus on your breaths in your chest, because that shifts you out of that head reaction survival mode into, okay, I'm a person, I'm a living, breathing human being, etc. And it just sort of kind of brings your stress level down, resets your nervous system, resets your hormones, your energy levels, and just goes, okay, I'm at ground zero. Kind of gets you back to baseline. Yeah. So shift from head to heart to just focus on your breath in and out of your chest. The next step is explore. Explore, what emotions am I feeling? Why am I so charged about this? What is going on, right? Is it because it really, I was telling my husband the other day, I threw a bag of cake something away from that was my daughter's, and I threw it away, and she completely had a meltdown, cried, went running off into the room, and I was like, yeah, that's not about cake.
Right.
Right. Yeah. For her, there was other stress throughout the day, or, she hadn't been listened to 3 or 4 times. It's just, she felt she's being, we're no different as adults. Right. So kind of explore, why am I having this reaction right now? What am what's really what I'm feeling that I have right? Really what I'm feeling is I'm feeling stressed out about money. I'm feeling not super confident about the meeting I'm going into, right? Because all the other things that we're reacting to, they don't have anything to do with it. There's really something else. So just kind of explore really what it is that I'm feeling, what's going on. And then act. How do I really want to act right now? So picking an action of intention.
Love that.
So I don't want to perpetuate this stress. I don't want to pass this on to the people, right? So sometimes we act with intention means I shut my mouth because I don't want to talk about, I don't want to spew this out. Or my action with intention is that I do want to say something to somebody that I feel they need to hear of, hey, I'm not sure if you realize when you did this, the impact it had to me and how I felt about it. And I'm sharing this with you so that I don't hold it and get overwhelmed, worked up about it when I feel like it's something that could be easily addressed. Or, I need a timeout. Or I need to eat or take a drink of water, or, right? What do I need? Have I not eaten? Have I not hydrated? I mean, simple things like that like low blood sugar.
Yep.
Right. We've got one kiddo that we can tell that when she's got low blood, there is no rationalizing. Right. And it's like, oh, food first.
Absolutely. Yes.
Your next step, your act with intention could be, what is my next best step to navigate this? It might be, I need food. I need water.
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely.
I need a timeout for 15 minutes. I need to go walk in the grass and kind of neutralize so that we're not reacting. And so that gives you that moment. And you can do this in 30 seconds, or you can take 2 to 3 minutes. You can be in your car, be in your office, be in the bathroom. I tell people, practice this when you're driving. It's the best time. Sit at a stoplight, focus on your breathing, explore where your thoughts have been, how you want to act, because you can diminish road rage
absolutely.
right? Because when the person cuts you off, it's really because it's like you're impeding my progress and what I want to be doing right now.
Yep.
They're, maybe that person does or does not have an emergency. And I'm like, well, I hope whatever that person is doing this or, making that choice is for a good reason, but I'm not going to get involved,
Yep.
So we can do that. You can do that anytime. So shift, explore, act, just go to see, and you can reframe your day, your moment.
Yep.
Practice it with teens. It's life-changing.
I'm so sure. I love that. I love that because it really, I truly believe that, like you just said, there's a lot of things we can't control, but we can control how we react and how we respond and all of that. And I just think that that's such a helpful tool. I will be sure and put that in the notes.
Yeah, please put that in the notes and share that with whoever, and hopefully that helps somebody with something today or tomorrow.
Yeah,
next week.
Absolutely. Yes. You are amazing, and you do incredible work. I so appreciate your time.
Oh, thank you, Jeanette. I appreciate the opportunity to be here and spend time with you. And thanks for listening to me. That's awesome. I love that too.
Amazing. I can listen to you all day long. Thank you. Is there anything else that I'll post the links to find you. You did such a beautiful job of sharing your heart and your passion and what you do and how you get to help people transform. And I just know people are just going to absolutely love this. Is there anything else you want to leave us with before we say goodbye? I
would just say that, if you're struggling with something, you don't have to. If you're feeling like you can't get something, don't need to, right? And the best gift you can give yourself, sometimes we're so afraid to ask for help because we're so ashamed, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, you know what? I'm a no judgment zone. There is so much room for other people to judge in the world. My job is not judgment. My job is just to say, well, let's find the light because it's totally possible. So
I love it. What a great charge for the rest of the day.
Yep. Enjoy your light for the day.
Yes. Oh,
all right.
Thank you so much. I so appreciate your time and look forward to seeing you soon. And everyone be sure and check out the links below.
Thank you. I really appreciate the time.
No problem. Thank you. All right. Bye, you too. Bye.